The mini weathers of the desert. So of course today it's raining. It's actually just started to lighten up, but for a minute there, she was really coming down. Saw what looked like a couple of tornadoes out in the distance on a road test too, but those were just, well, halos of rain, I suppose. Just certain areas that's where it was just downpouring, and that just so happens to be what happened here today. But anyway, it's Cool Tool Tuesday. Hopefully Jeff shows up. Hopefully you guys are having an enjoyable work week. Parked awfully close today. There you are, sir. I'm gonna take those for me so I can sneak in here without smashing this car. I'm telling you, okay. You tell me, is that a flex head? Go ahead. There's no way of knowing. There was no way of knowing. I mean, I know it's platinum tech.
It looks like a flex head. It
right.
Looks like those are grooved also, like you would have different.
Like you'd have detents.
Yeah.
But there's no detent really. It's just, that's it.
Yeah. That should be showcased in Justin's video. If you stop complaining about the stuff he special ordered.
Wow. Alright, so what do we got here? Those are nice. Lang.
3 sizes.
Now those can come in handy. Oh. Striking even. That's pretty cool, dude. I like those.
They're punches, so yeah.
Yeah.
With a big ass handle you can hold on to.
I dig that. Where's the sets?
Yeah, right here. 3 in the set. Extra long pin punch.
Here's the GEARWRENCH flare nut flex head style of wrenches. Now that's what I call flex. See what I'm talking about? That'll get you down into some weird spots to take care of business. Let's see here. Stubby fixed.
Thank you very much.
I love these sockets, man. I bought these from you a little while ago. These have been working out great.
Needed all skill.
These are also come in handy. They got the smoother wall, or thinner wall than these, but these are great. I had those before.
Why are you using impact on 1/4 inch? Dude?
We always, they're all impact rated. You didn't know that?
They're all impact rated.
They're all impact rated.
Look, if we use enough reducers, we can get a 3/4 inch ratchet.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, you think it's funny? I've used a 1/2 inch Milwaukee with a 3/8 step down to a 3/8 step down to a 1/4 inch step down, a 1/4 inch, 12 inch long Cornwell extension with an 8mm socket for oil pan bolts to remove them.
Oh my God.
Just because I didn't have a cordless anything else at the time.
Reminds me of a saying when I was Accurate shop foreman. I told a Canadian customer, "Sir, if I can't fix it, I'll definitely break it, so we have to get you a new one." The service manager.
My golden saying is,
we just call Mike over and let him break it.
I was gonna say, yeah, if it when in doubt, have the owner break his way out. Second thing is, if I can't do it, someone else can. That's my saying. Oh shit!
If I don't feel like doing it, Shane can.
All right, so made by Astro. You could put a 17mm box end on here. You could put your ratchet on there and a 3/8 drive or an extension. These things actually look pretty slick. When did you pick these up, Jeff?
I've had them on the truck since the tool show last October. So I would say I've sold...
Looks like a lower profile, too.
8 sets of them.
8? Pretty nice.
They were paired. You could get metric and standard together for about $99. I think you're about $112 now if you buy the 2 sets separately.
Nice.
So I want to say that the metric ones are about $65. So
sweet.
That one around $55 for those.
Nice.
That they put together. So this is a really cool kit because it's all of them.
Oh yeah, see, I saw that in the catalog for your ProTech. I didn't get a chance to see them up close.
So I've sold all of the individual sets, taking out the triple squares. But when this came out, it's been out for over a year, and I just never thought about it. Start putting them on the truck, selling them right away. I think I even sold this set to
Quarter-inch
Joey.
drive. Yeah, because I think he's busted his out numerous times.
Yeah.
I'm too cheap.
So,
Those are
and
slick.
you buy the sets, and it's like $153 for all of this. You do them individually, and it comes out to be about $255. So
I imagine.
say I've been $100 on buying this versus buying the individuals.
Heck yeah. And VIM's good stuff. I haven't really heard too many bad things about VIM.
Very, very little problem. So my first set of Allens and Torques that I bought was from a Cornwall guy, and he was VIM. He did OTC, VIM, Cornwall stuff, but he had those on sale in his metric and standard, grouped together like cellophane packing. I used those until somebody broke into the car and stole them from me. So it was good times up until then.
I imagine. Is any of your competition going to come out with a cordless ratchet that you're going to be able to put on here and sell to add to the competition versus the Milwaukee stuff that we're carrying now?
Oh, I thought you meant, am I going to get like a Matco?
No. Well, you've seen the Matco ones. You've seen the Snap-on ones. Everyone's biggest complaint, if there was any at all, is just the width and thickness of the head.
Yeah.
So have you seen any other companies at any of the tool shows that are
No.
coming up with a different design?
Not with anything else that's worth a crap.
Who would be next in line for that then outside? Ingersoll Rand maybe?
Well, Ingersoll does have a ratchet out, but they don't have any extended head ratchets. And their batteries sit flat. They're still a square style battery that sits flat. So they're kind of bulky where the base of it is.
Seen the Makitas at all?
Nothing from Makita. They redid.
They did make one. You had it in your catalog, but I mean, I just don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, they redid the half-inch. Was like the newest thing that they redid to try to compete with Milwaukee and try to compete with Ingersoll. So, but they're all really slow when it comes to doing ratchets. Like DeWalt makes good products too, but they've kind of stuck with
Most construction.
based, and then they do some impacts, but it's like they won't get both feet wet when they're doing it.
I got you. Cool. All right, so today we got a pretty interesting discussion topic. We're going to focus mostly on Lang tools today because Jeff did get some new products. Obviously, you guys just got done seeing the punch and chisel set. Or no chisels, just punch.
Just punch set.
Punch set. So he's going to go into a little bit more detail of that as far as pricing, when it came out, and then also some of the other products that Lang has to offer, which I'll do a little panoramic here. So what we got in front of us is we got some snap ring pliers. You got, what is this, a 12-piece set? 12-piece set, 3-piece punch and chisel. You got your master power steering pulley puller installer set, and then also a wheel stud installer kit. All right, Jeff, go ahead and pick one up and talk about it. What have been the pros and cons, if you will, from other people that have bought it so far?
So something I really liked about the Lang snap ring pliers set was the positive twist lock on it. So there's other companies out there, even stuff OTC branded, that has a screw-in type. Well, the screw-in types always back off a little bit and you get some major flex here. I like this. It's got a positive locking pin, and then other companies will do this, but not to this degree of the V-notch, is you can undo it, slide it, if I can do it right, and now they are both an internal and an external. So this is something that I really thought was going to be beneficial to guys. They're not buying two sets. I still believe there's nothing better than a solid one, but now all of a sudden you have 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 different pliers in there. These are a very good set. They're at a good price point of about $238, and it's going to cover 90% of what you need.
Perfect. Cool. Let's talk about this punch set real quick. You just got this.
Punch set's brand new. Actually had no idea that it was even out. Had a customer that did a little bit of research and said, hey Jeff, these are USA made, they're Lang. I know that you sold Lang internal combustion engine things in the past. The compression testers, the leak down testers. Get me a set of these. I like them. They look like they're gonna be great. So it was on a whim, kind of like what we did with the platinum stuff, but being Lang, knowing their history and what they've done in the past, I went ahead with it. So I had no idea. He works out on the Marine base. He's working on trash trucks on a daily basis, and he said that these are a lifesaver. Trying to punch things in and out, realigning different subframes, and then he can whack on the back of it. He liked also that it had a hard handle, where a lot of people have went to the soft grip, and so the soft grip deteriorates with oil, you know, getting all over them. So this was something that I plan on keeping on the truck from now on. I'm hoping that they will have something in a form of a chisel and maybe continue down that line with these. At this point, it's just these ones though.
I dig it. I dig it. All right, let's talk about this master power steering pump pulley installer kit here. How long has this been out? This is made by Lang as well. I've got an older one, but it wasn't a master kit, I don't think. Well, I guess it might have been considered a master kit. I forget who rebranded it. But at any rate, this is way different though than the one that I've got.
This is Lang beforehand. When I was a Cornwall dealer, Cornwall just rebranded it. Same part number, 5238. This is kind of a copy in a sense. Snap-on made a puller style like this that they would split it in two. The heavyweight I like. I've never been a fan of one that's the 2 half moons and you have to slide the sleeve over.
That's the one I got, yeah.
You know, I'm always fiddle screwing around with that thing and it's like slipping on me. I had to do a power steering pump on Noah's Dodge Dakota, and I was using one of those, just fighting, and all I could think of is, I remember my dad having this style where I could slide it over, pull it off. The only thing that I saw that was a downside with this is sometimes your clearance issue here. But for not having to screw around with the 2 half moons, I like that the parts are replaceable. They're a lifetime warranty on them. I mean, there's a lot of companies that aren't going to warranty something that's threaded like this. They're going to go like, yeah, it's a consumable or it's a wear item. Lang has never given me an issue with any of their tools, where if I had a problem with again, not going back to something we're not featuring, but a compression tester that threaded down into a cylinder and it started to spin. They brought it back out, customer gave it to me, I gave him a new one, I sent it into Lang. They sent me a new one back with a little apology note from the customer service person. Hey, we really apologize for this. If you see anything else like this in the future, please call us, let us know, so we can make sure that it's not something that's happening down the line with other products.
Gotcha. Can we take a tactical pause, I guess, put this together, show me how this is set up so I can kind of get a better idea of the difference there between that and what the clamshell one is?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
All right,
so on this one,
just to save time, we're just going to go ahead and show you how to set it up for removing the pulley. Of course, this thing does have instructions. You can figure it out from there. Obviously, you can pick the different thread pitches that you need for the install portion, which is pretty simple. You got your 2 thrust washers, your bearing, and then the driver itself. So that's pretty much what you're going to need for the install part. We're going to go ahead and cover the removal part because that's the most complicated part, right? So here you go.
All right. So this is going to go over your pulley end here.
And there's 2 different sides. So we got one size here.
Small half moon, larger half moon. So thread your portion in here. You got your removal pin, slides into place. Obviously, it's going to have to be back here like so.
Right, to drive it out.
Yeah. They give you a nice little rod so you can slide it over, stick this in place, holding this.
Use the gun.
Then, yes.
This is impact rated too.
Yeah, sure it is. Yeah. As long as you got a cool tool guy, it can be impact rated.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows. If you were a tool guy, there was a mechanic before, impacts get used when...
whenever needed.
Yeah, sometimes when things may be a little questionable. So,
all right.
that's pretty simple procedure.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And now I noticed that you also had the gear wrench one. I know we're trying to stick with Lang on this one, but this is quite similar to the set that I have, and I've enjoyed it. I mean, I haven't bought this gear wrench set per se. There are a couple of different pieces that I don't have in my kit. Any feedback on the gear wrench kit that they have?
Everybody tells me, that's the same kit you can get at Harbor Freight, bro. And it's way more. And I'm like, oh, I guess. Again, it goes back that this is kind of a kit that was generic and everybody has their version of it. Horizon Tool has one that they branded under Cornwall. I think Snap-on has a kit like this. Then they have their own proprietary one. So it's just a universal kit. But if anybody ever asks me, it was one where Joey said, well, which one would you use? And I said, well, I like this one.
Yeah, the Lang is definitely nice. All right, talk to us. So one more tool here, wheel stud installer. I think I got one. I don't know that it's Lang. It might, you know what? It might very well be a rebranded Lang. I'll take a look at it. But tell us about your thoughts behind this set. All right, so this is the Lang wheel stud installer kit. Now I have this one. It is a Matco one. I believe it is rebranded Lang. But Jeff and I were just talking about one of my favorite ones here, made by Lisle or Lisle, whatever my PC guys are. This thing is freaking great. I got it at the house. I've used that one for years leading up to buying this master kit, which I actually enjoy. Now, this piece here, we were talking about this too. We wished it would have been a bearing, but the way around that is just basically using some brake caliper grease, smearing a little bit on there,
Right.
and then gun it and run it, so to speak.
Yes, correct. Again, one of the things where you know this is going to become a wear item, you know that you're going to have issues with this down the road. But being a Lang tool, it's okay, here you go, Jeff, this wore out. This thing, you know, today it's a POS. For the last 10 times I used it, it was an excellent product. Can you get me a new one? I order it, we exchange it out. So yes, the bearing would have been nice. I'm a fan of the bearing as well, but this does have its place in the market for sure.
Absolutely. Jeff, Noah, thank you very much for letting us on the tool truck. Even more so, thank you for sharing your knowledge of Lang tools, your experience with them, not just on your own personal, but also as the customers come on. I'm sure you hear horror stories about certain products along the way too.
No, absolutely. It's something that there's nothing I can think in particular off the top of my head, but
we'll talk about the platinum thing. I think we forgot to talk about that. The platinum ratchet. So it didn't work out. Another reason why, mostly I usually buy them if off your truck. I don't usually typically buy things out of the catalog unless I've seen it, touched it, etc. And same thing with any other product that I may come across. I actually touch it first, but with some of the platinum products that we've seen on your truck, I really didn't have any reason to think that this one was not going to be a fairly decent ratchet. I mean, flex head's a flex head, right, for the most part.
But
anytime you've ordered a flex head ratchet, has it done anything similar to what this one did?
no, this is the first time that I've seen anything like this. And that's across all the different boards. I mean, even me being a mechanic almost 20 years, it's like I bought whatever I thought was the best tool, regardless of brand. Mac dikes. It turned out they were made by Channel Lock. The part numbers are the same. When I look at them now, earlier today, it was like, oh, this is a MAC 447. Oh, like a Channel Lock 447. Okay, but hammers from Mac, dikes from Mac, snap-on torque wrenches, cornwall sockets that were impact. I didn't care who made it if I felt like it was the best product, and also then is that guy going to be around? I would have never expected this with those platinum ratchets. I was leery, I was unsure. But again, I was kind of optimistic, and it turned out that the more realistic part of it, me looking at them in the flyer, there was something that didn't look right. There was too many new features, stuff that wasn't tried and tested, that looked like, okay, we're trying to jump way ahead rather than using something that has been proven.
Common sense.
Yeah, it turned out that way. So
it is
again,
what it is.
You come back to, we looked at them, they weren't good. You showed them to your guys. Now everybody that watches the videos knows, like, hey, no. So what they'll do is those will fade away, and then they'll have to make something that's better, or they won't make ratchets anymore, which is really how it should be.
Right.
Like, need improvements for the consumers, or it fades away and goes the way of the dodo.
Right. And there's always certain companies, not every company has to make a ratchet. And if they do decide to make a ratchet, maybe, especially if they're well known for other tools, like Lang's well known for a lot of their specialty tools.
Correct.
I would not want to try to see them make anything generic. That's just my 2 cents worth. I would not want to see them try to make sockets or ratchets. I think it's impractical.
No, it's not their marketplace.
It's not their market, right. And if they did do that, I may have some skepticism. Especially now knowing and seeing what we've seen with platinum.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump off here. Jeff, Noah, thanks again. I appreciate it. Those of you that want to hang out, we're going to go back to the house, drink a little bit of beer, bullshit. We'll wrap it up with our final thoughts of the day. See you guys later. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. So Cool Tool Tuesday is over with, and we're getting ready to step right into the hump day of Wednesday. Talking about Lang tool products. So I have quite a few of the ones that we showcased, if you think about it in a rebranded aspect. I have the Master Wheel Stud Installer Kit that we showcased in the video, though I bought it through Matco before I knew it was rebranded Lang. I do have the Lang leak down tester that Jeff made mention of in the during the video. I do have the Lisle Wheel Stud Installer, which I told you guys that I have here at the house. Absolutely love this thing. I keep it here though because I have the master kit over at work, so there's no need to have my Lisle one at work when I have the master kit. Again, rebranded Lang at work that's been working and continues to work and holds up. It's not a tool that you're going to use very often, but you're glad that you have it when you have it. And it has rethreaders in it, and overall it's a phenomenal set, because if you've boogered up any kind of a wheel stud before, it's nice to have those oversized rethreaders just to rethread the stud. But if they're so janked or sheared off that you got to punch them out and put new ones in, it's nice to know that the kit will actually let you pull and seat the new ones in. Not a very difficult process. Anyone with a hammer and a punch can knock one through. Anyone with the right lug nut and a stack of washers and grease can pull one in. But if you want a tool specifically so you're not saving a whole bunch of washers and grease and everything else, this works, okay? But again, given the amount of space you have in between the hub and the stud itself, something like this or that master kit's going to work out really well for you. The snap ring pliers that I had purchased from Cornwell were rebranded Lang. Lang has since then changed their style from the detachable style where you just move it over one and then reattach for the inner outer snap ring plier set, has now moved to the V design where you can dip it down, come back the other way without ever having to take it apart, which is pretty cool. Snap-on is still running with the screw style, which is what Jeff had talked about during the video. I didn't have a lot of flex in that set, as he was saying, but I know a lot of the cheaper remade ones that have been done by other companies. I know what he's talking about when he makes mentions of that. So I get what he's saying. The compression testers, okay? The compression tester, I'm trying to think who has one at the shop. I want to say that Joey might have one, but at any rate, the testers are good, okay? Now, looking at this punch set, so I did reach out to Scott. I sent him a message letting him know, hey, I know that it didn't work out with the platinum ratchet. I'm sorry about that. Clearly, you heard me and Jeff talk about that briefly, but I wanted to see if he'd be interested in this because I think it's a worthwhile tool in owning, because there's so many different times, whether it's doing an alignment or, again, trying to adjust the cradle or adjusting any kind of bell housing, the transmission, etc., that these punches with the hard handle are going to come in handy. I'm killer excited, and I do hope they come up with a chisel set. If I can find links to any of this stuff, again, as always, I will put them in the description for you guys, to include the gear wrench tools that we saw, the Lang tools that we saw, the ones that I own, the ones that I recommend, etc. And I'll put them all down in the description for you guys so you can get a cheaper deal. I know that Jeff made some pricing annotations during the video. Just know that the prices are different buying them on Amazon versus buying them on an independent tool truck. I'm aware of it. You're aware of it, but at least this way, if you click on the link, you're able to see how much they go for on Amazon. So if that was something that you wanted to have 2 days shipped through Prime, you could, and it's ease of access, because I'm going to give you all the links to the stuff that I saw that I think is worth a darn. So that's pretty much all I got for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Thanks as always for watching. Cheers to those of you that have your beers, and I hope we'll see you guys again next time. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Share if you want to share. We'll see you guys later. Cheers and deuces.